Hello everyone, my name is Kitetsu and welcome back to my channel. Even by Games Workshop standards, this really is a cryptic video. It's 26 seconds long and let's just quickly watch it and then we can talk about it. So you see the Age of Sigmar logo and it zooms in on the mast of a ship with a bell which you hear ringing. Then you look at kind of like the deck and cabin area of a ruined boat, see a guy with a hammer on the front and some fish. Then you see it's actually in a fish tank and you've got a little goldfish, and it ends with a little pun saying fin, as in finished or the end. And the video is called From Out of the Blackness They Come. So I watched it and everyone was saying to me, are you going to talk about this? And I was thinking, well, what do I really say? I mean, there are so many possibilities of what this could be. What I'm going to do though in this video, and it won't take me long, is basically just put forwards a few possibilities, and they do have to be taken with a pinch of salt. But as you might expect, even with a teaser as cryptic and as short as this, rumour and speculation has been rife. I mean, my first thought was this could be the second Dark Elf faction that we've been hearing rumours about for quite a while now. And then I saw the figurehead on the front of the ship and I thought, well, he's holding a Sigmar hammer. It just seemed kind of so unlikely that we'd have such strong imagery connected to Sigmar on this ship. It even looks like there's a twin-tailed comet there as well. And if it was an Elven faction and they're following all of the Elven gods, like, why would you have Sigmar on it? So that in itself was a bit of a like, okay, that's kind of against the idea of maybe the Dark Elves. Then you see it in an aquarium and you think, well, to be honest, this actually does just look like a piece of aquarium scenery to me. Like, if you go down your local pet store, there will be absolutely tons of stuff like this. There's a part of me that's wondering if this is not even going to be released at all and it's literally been custom made for this teaser. That is a distinct possibility. So where do all the rumours of this second elf faction come from? Basically, it all came from this image here, which I talked about extensively in one of my Elven rumours, and it predicted all of the Custodes stuff. It predicted the Nurgle demons, and then at the very bottom it said we're going to get these two elf factions back to back, and another person expanded on that and said, well, one of the Elven factions is going to be all female led by Morathi, and the other one is basically going to be these water elves that live in the sea and they ride seahorses or something like that. Most people ignored these leaks until all of a sudden we had the Nurgle demons, and then we had the Custodes, and then all of a sudden we had all of the Daughters of Cain releases, and it seemed like all of that was completely spot on the money. And then I had loads of people sending me messages saying, what about the second Elven faction? Are we actually going to get them? And part of me was thinking, like, to be honest, I'm happy either way. Like, we're either going to get them or we're not. And at the very least, we did have the Daughters of Cain update, which was better than I was expecting it to be. But at the same time, it does make sense that Games Workshop would add an entirely new Elven faction. I'm not sure why they would release both of them so close to each other, because we haven't even had a release date for the Daughters of Cain battle tome and figures yet. But a little bit further evidence on this rumour is that the same guy who spoke in that picture has actually just posted in a forum, and he said this is an actual piece of scenery Games Workshop is going to sell, and that will have its own rules like the Sylvaneth Wildwood. It's part of the entire Sea Elves new range, which is absolutely stunning visually. We'll have tons of sea creatures to ride, one of which is massive, and unique high-cost heroes with crazy design. Also, forget about the Cthulu look, their design is closer to badass Atlantean Spartans. So we know that this guy has come up with some rumours in the past that have been absolutely spot on. So what he said there is possible. Looking at the actual ship itself, there were a number of things that made me think, well, how is that going to work? Because first of all, it really does just look like a piece of aquarium scenery to me. And second of all, say we do have these water-themed elves, like, how on earth is a ruined ship piece of scenery actually going to work? Because these armies are going to have to fight on land, and you just think, well, first of all, why have we got fish swimming around the wreckage? They're not going to swim around on land. And second of all, Just how would this get there, and how does that work? To me, it just doesn't seem to quite make sense, and then why have we got all the Sigmar stuff on it? I don't know, if you guys have any theories at all as to how you think a sunken ship is going to end up on land, comment down below, because it's kind of mystifying me at the moment. I did also find this on a 4chan board, so again, take it with a massive pinch of salt. Someone anonymously posted about this supposed new line of elves, and they said it's going to be a completely new line, like Caradron Overlords. They're going to have an underwater aesthetic, kind of mixed with Greek Atlanteans and Elder Corsairs. They've been hiding in underwater cities and have control over some sea fauna, water and mist. I cannot be more specific, but apparently the reason for them hiding is that they are hiding something secret. And that makes me think, well, we don't even know if this is true at all, and to be honest, if someone told me to make up a rumour, this is probably exactly what I would say too. So it doesn't really help the credibility of it. It's a bit like, oh, where did the Caradron Overlords come from? Well, they were hiding in the clouds, and then someone saying, well, the sea army was hiding under the sea. It's kind of like a no-brainer that that's kind of what was going on here. The idea of them hiding something secret as well is obviously supposed to, I guess, make you think, ah, well, hang on a minute, the elves have captured Slaanesh, so maybe they have Slaanesh captured underwater. So again, someone could be completely making this up, and we know that Slaanesh is actually between realms, so I have no idea whether we should believe that this is genuine information or just misinformation that people are making up and posting on the internet, both of which are kind of likely, but making it up is probably the more likely situation here. The last rumour is that, I don't know if you guys ever saw this, but in 2011, I believe it was, back when I wasn't actually into fantasy so much at the time, Games Workshop released a limited edition game called Dreadfleet, and it was based around different ships and naval combat. So I guess there's a slim chance they could be bringing that back. I'm not sure who would be too excited about it. Forgive me if this is like your favourite thing in the world, but it's probably not something I would be that interested in. And the last thing is, like, if you look back at the ship, it does kind of look quite ghostly and ruined and stuff like that. So there is a chance it could somehow be linked to Malign Portents, and obviously one of the Malign Portents itself was called the Ship. And since then, we've heard absolutely nothing about any links to ships in Malign Portent, so it could be something to do with the Death faction and something to do with a new Death release that's on the way. But anyway, guys, I am going to leave this video here. I'm sorry that it doesn't seem like I've got any concrete answers, and that's because I don't. I have no idea. It's all complete speculation at the moment. But anyway, thank you so much for all of your support. Don't forget to hit that like button to let me know you want more videos. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are new, and I will see you guys really soon in the next one.